This is my normal speaking tone.
That's a good normal
Right
speaking
here.
tone.
What a great voice.
Thank you.
You should be a voice actor.
Thanks. Have you heard my Bart Simpson impersonation? Oh, Lord have mercy.
So I'll do a countdown and you can get started. And we're on in 5, 4, 3.
Hi, thank you for joining Geek Colorado today. We are at NDK 2022, and I have Bill Butts here with me.
Hey.
If you are not aware, he is a great voice actor. He's done anything from One Piece to One Punch to JoJo's, human, monsters, you've kind of done it all. So with that, which of your characters has been the most difficult and why?
Oh, sweet black Jesus. That would be, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to do this right here.
Okay.
Wear a mask, but, so anyway. That would be, there's a little show called Tekken.
Okay.
It's right up from the regular video game.
Yeah.
And I'm Ogre in that.
Okay.
And that was all done pre-lay, recorded here in the States, and man, it is nothing but the most guttural screaming possible. Because he starts off as, a giant Mayan deity to a giant draconic god. So that one, yeah, just the PTSD flashbacks. Regret nothing.
And you've been at this for a while, nearly 15 years, and that's a really long career, especially like you said, possibly bowling out your voice, doing all of that.
Yeah.
So looking back at your career for young voice actors, what would you recommend or what would you redo if you could, looking back, that you've done?
Oof, Lord have mercy. I would not change a thing. I'll tell you, it all starts with classes. And also at the same time, I say this right now, ironically, beyond the classes, of course, in communication, director, going to workshops, therapy.
Okay.
Because a lot of it is really, when it comes to acting, it's a human experience. So it really is how you connect with the character and also portray the extension of yourself that is that character. So a lot of times, people can go to dark places or light places or whatnot like that, and it's good to be grounded in that and also discover yourself. So go to a therapist for one, because let's face it, COVID times, we all need it.
Yeah.
But that said, even if it wasn't that, confront your inner demons and know yourself a little bit more, right? So I say to everyone, do that. Take classes. I started off in theater myself. Did theater, then on camera, I did a lot of radio, and I started off in my own little community.
Okay.
I'm saying so that Hatcher wasn't I was making until I was watching the So start there and then see how it makes you feel. And that's what I did.
Okay.
I was raised in Kansas City.
Okay.
So I went there, got an agent, competed in film on an international level, and did modeling, VO over there in the works until I fell more and more in love with it the more I did it. Until after that I moved out to LA and, the rest kind of goes from there,
Yeah. And then with that, there's tons of characters out there. If you could have done any anime character, which character would you have liked?
Ooh, if we're going back.
Any character, any time frame.
Oh man, Lord have mercy. Any character, does it have to be anime or has to be any?
You could do live action. That would actually be kind of interesting if you would have been able to do a live action character.
Live action, it would be either live action and cartoon. I want to be Jon Stewart, Green Lantern.
Okay.
Anime, I want to be a protagonist one of these days. I've played so many villains, from One Piece to One Punch to JoJo's to Tekken to even Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's all right, you know what? I want to be a hero one of these days. See what it's like.
Okay. So not a specific one, just general.
Nope.
Just
because I'm just hands open to receive, open out to the all existing others. It's one day.
Okay.
It'll happen. Yeah.
So another thing about you is that you're really into physical fitness
Yes.
and martial arts.
Yes.
I see. What has been your pathway into the martial arts? What led into that?
Okay. My pathway to martial arts. I was born in a military family. So with that, I'm going back with it. With that, my dad was lieutenant commander in the U.S. Navy. So he showed me a little boxing growing up. We did taekwondo and things like that. Up until I was 12, we're going fitness, no martial arts. I was 12 years old. PlayStation was the hotness. And I really, really wanted a PlayStation, some games. So I made this big list. The only thing I wanted to be gaming one because I'm 12 and didn't comprehend that things cost money.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Day. I see this big old box, rip it open, and it's a Sony PlayStation. I lost my mind. Dad goes, open another box over there. I do. And it's like 10 games I've really wanted. All from Blockbuster. So he looks me in the eye and goes like, yeah, we got those yesterday, so we got to return them in a couple of days. In the meantime, your real gift's downstairs. I'm 12, and it was a bench press squat rack combo. So I was so mad, but I had like nothing else to do, but I got fit.
Yeah.
So that, I'm 36 right now as it's recording, so it is coming up on 24 years. I have not missed a day.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So-
That is definitely impressive.
The martial arts, that's funny. I was working at a GameStop. I was about 17 years old. And my manager goes, a friend of mine became a ninja. I laughed, we all laughed. 6 months passed. Mm-hmm. We're driving around, and we're in the location he was talking about. I'm like, yo, it would be funny if you walked in there with some ninjas. We walk in, and I see these dudes decked out in black. And they are legitimate sword fighting. I'm like, no. I walk inside, and it was a couple of gentlemen. It was Don Phillips and Tom Maenza. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm just graduating high school, and I was pound for pound the strongest to ever go to Lake East at the time. Grew up in Kansas, by the way. And so I walk in all big and bad. Yo, I got destroyed. Absolutely obliterated. There's a guy named Steve Cropper who did like pretty much MMA throughout like the Midwest there. He had his top students. They obliterated me. So these people who were literally competing in MMA. So I got destroyed. And then I found out who Steve was. And Maenza, he actually trained with a guy named Stephen K. Hayes. Now that's important. Stephen K. Hayes is the literal reason ninjutsu exists in America. This is why Batman is like a ninja. He learned from Masaki Atsumi, who is the current head in Japan of the entire martial art. You can still see photos of all of them together. I was like, oh, wow. So yeah, well, yeah, almost 20 years later, yeah, you boys have been committed. I got to that.
And then just also like you talking about, the whole GameStop and everything, getting the video games. So you've been a geek all your whole life.
Oh, absolutely.
What does the geek lifestyle mean to you?
Everything. It's a passion. I love video games. I love anime. I love cartoons. I grew up watching like Dragon Ball and like Sailor Moon with my sister. Love her to death. And you see that stuff, and it's kind of like transitions over to you, right? So from like you could go back even like even Dragon Ball to even like Naruto, Bleach, all that whatnot, and it's the same story of most shonen things. That means a lot to me. Is that passion of even being like young at the time, I'm 36 now, whatever. And not giving up, even when the world's against you, this person who just keeps fighting on and training and trying and learning and loving at the same time. When I get to them, and as a black man, oh Lord, I grew up in Kansas City. I get that. So not giving in to that darkness around you and just being that light, that enduring bit, and like anime and cartoons means the world. Even in like, I love it. Even translates all over to gaming in a strange way. Okay, we all grew up playing like Nintendo. That Nintendo hard bit, and you just keep playing it. It's like, oh, that's messed up. Let's try it again. So I try it again. You start learning the system, learning around until you endure again and again and again. And stuff like that just translates so much to my life because that bit of never give up and learning system, even though it's hard, you go anyway. And when you win, it feels amazing. And the best part is, you tell the next person, yo, just do this. It's gonna be way less awful, or that's coming up. And it works. It does. So there are things I like about it.
And then I know you have your panel coming up soon.
Yes.
So with that panel, it's supposed to be about diversity and everything. So you're talking about growing up in Kansas. And just my quick last final question. I know you have a whole panel about this.
It's fine.
But what do you think is the state of diversity in the voice acting industry right now?
It is, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna cut you off here for this area, and I'll go back to you for a second. Okay. Diversity is something that is something that's happening. It was around June 2020. I'll be honest with you right now, and I've done plenty of interviews with many casting directors and studios with this. That's when June 2020 is when they allowed blacks to read. I'm not kidding. So as you look at like an anime, it's like, oh, there's Bo Billingsley and Keith Silverstein. Love and Death Keith is the reason he actually talked me into even trying. We weren't allowed. And it's a big step happening bit by bit by bit by bit of open up the minds to casting directors that, example, I'm an African-American man, my mom's Black Cherokee, my dad is Black German. I talk like this. I grew up in the Midwest, and a lot of studios don't understand that. They didn't understand it, some are learning that. So the process right now is getting rid of not only the erasures, but also false information that they received growing up, to a bit of false, bit of prejudice. Understanding the truth behind that it really doesn't matter the color, and at the same time it does. When it comes to the opportunity, it shouldn't really matter. Well, at the same time, there are things like, I don't know, if there's a Black character, there's like 1 in 100 in anime. We'll go even further than that. There's a trans character. That's even more rare than a Black character. So my personal belief in that, okay, cool. Are they an actor or actress, whatever they really kind of define themselves as? You might want to make them a priority because that's a story. I say that for both trans, gay, Black, whatever, when you're that minority, to me it means so much, because when you see the character you love being voiced by someone who's like you, everything changes. And you see yourself, that hope builds a little bit more, and you can see yourself in that character, and it takes it to that beautiful level there. So I'm now going to say this right now. Diversity is still a problem in it, both race and when it comes to sexuality. But it's my firm belief that as we work together in this in a loving and thoughtful manner, and communicative, even hard communicating right there, we can bring a change to it. You can find me online on that. If you want to find me and DM me, I will talk with you as much as I possibly can, because I want to see this succeed way beyond just dubbing and anime and all that, but also to theater and even on camera. I'm sorry, there's a lot more to say about that in my panel.
Yes.
It's probably right now. I was like, Bill, where are you? I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I get you in a minute. Yeah.
Yes, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your con day to meet with me. It's been really great to have this conversation.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining Geek Colorado.